Hey everyone, Carl from R.Shea Brewing here. I am here at Lock 15 Brewing with Joe from Lock 15.
How are you doing?
So we are here because we are excited to talk about a beer that's going to be featured at Halfway Oktoberfest. It's coming up this Saturday, April 15th from 4 to 8 p.m. This is a Kristalweizen. So most of the beers we're going to be doing at Halfway Oktoberfest are going to be German-style lagers, Czech lagers, nice, crisp, clean, easy-drinking beers. This is actually something a little bit different. This is a German wheat ale. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar, German wheat ales, they're relatively modern, at least the way we know them now. Back in the day, barley was the main ingredient for beer, whereas wheat was always saved for bread. Up until around the 1700s, wheat brewing was kind of reserved for Bavarian royalty. So wheat beers back in Germany, this would have been royalty. It would have been a kingly drink, right? Only royalty and nobility would have had a chance to get to try these beers. Now, back before modern pale malting technology, most beers, even wheat ales like this, would have been kind of dark brown. In fact, we will have a version of that. It's called a Oktoberfest. That's more of a brown, bready version of this. Missing Falls is going to have their Oktoberfest on tap. But this is a bit of a more modern take on the German wheat ale. So you may have heard of Hefeweizen before, Weiss beer. Those are all kind of the same beer. Weizen meaning wheat, Weiss meaning white. The more modern take on, wheat ales is going to be more pale in color, usually like a nice pale yellow to a gold. And one version of it that became more popular in the 1960s after modern filtration technology is the Kristalweizen or the Kristalweizen. It is essentially a Hefeweizen, but you run through a filter, you take all the yeast, you kind of clean it up so it's nice, beautiful, and crisp. So it's one of my favorite styles. And, Joe?
Yeah. One of my traditionally favorite styles is the Hefeweizen. And for many years, I've been trying to make the Kristalweizen. It's a hard one to make because, it requires some good filtration equipment. We made ours without that equipment by really perfecting all the different steps in the brewing process and choosing all the right ingredients to create this final product right here. It's got the nice clarity of a good Pilsner, but it's got all the flavor notes, on the nose and the mouth of the Hefeweizen. So it's got the banana and the clove notes to it. It's got that creamy body as well, but it's clear. So it's it just kind of throws you for a loop.
It's pretty to look at.
Yeah.
I love just clear beer in a day and age of hazy IPAs and pastry stouts. It's seeing a nice, beautiful, clear beer. It's so pretty. We've been talking about it. You want to go ahead and give this a taste?
Yeah, let's try it out. Cheers. Prost.
Brother. So immediately on the nose, I'm still getting the same estery, phenolic, vanilla, clove, banana. It's a little bit more restrained because I'm not getting quite as much of that upfront doughiness you would get if you left the yeast in.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit more of a cleaned up finished product compared to a Hefeweizen. Not in a bad way or better way, but just different for sure.
Yeah, just slightly different take, just kind of more of a Christmas, like you said, more of a cleaned up and not in a bad way. Not that we love Hefeweizens as well.
Oh, right.
It's just a slightly different take on kind of the body, the doughy yeast character.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and this one's called Elm Hill Kristalweizen. It's based on the historical Elm Hill area in Akron, which there used to be an ice skating rink back there about 100 years ago. And it actually was shut down, I think, as late as the 90s, so it lasted almost 80 years. That was the ice skating go-to spot for Akron for a long time until Lock 3 came about. So that's what this one's named after here.
If you know Lock 15, they like to tie their beers into the kind of the history of the area, which I think is super cool. Dude, you guys kind of had a connection with history, which...
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of a theme with the Halfway Oktoberfest Festival, too, is kind of historic beers and that is in, but also it's about Akron and Akron community as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Our name, Lock 15, has to do with our location on the Ohio Erie Canal. We're at Lock 15, northbound, heading up to Lake Erie. And then, like you said, all of our beers have to do with some Akron history, person, place, thing, event, whatever. And all those stories are fun. Some not so much, but it's all history, so it's good to know.
Yeah, Lock 15, it's here in a beautiful historical area. They have amazing food. My goodness, and the beer here is also amazing. They also share, love for a lot of these old-fashioned styles that we do, and we're excited for you guys to come. Check out the beers that we're doing, and Joe and I will both be there on this Saturday. Please come say hi, check us out.
Yeah.
We hope to see you all there. Prost.
Prost.